Welcome to the Sanctum, everybody. This is the March reading for Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Dun, 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 dun. I know you guys are so excited. I am too. Well, because I have people in this reading that I know personally, so this is going to be an interesting reading. We're going to do a Lenormand reading this month, and I'm feeling it. It's been a crazy month. I apologize if I'm a little bit late with the readings, only because of the fact that my dog's been sick. So I'm a little bit behind. I had planned to have these up about a week ago. Okay, so let's take a look here. So with the Lenormand reading I'm doing a 3x3 set, and what I'm doing is that it's going to do a full month. With the full month, as you know, with the Lenormand reading, they couple and triple the cards. So basically, you group the cards in together. Intriguing. And basically, what you do is you go from there. There are no upside down cards in Lenormand. Intriguing. Okay. And since we don't have a signifier that pops out for these cards, we're going to place one in effect. And we're going to place it right there, just because I just felt like it. So we're going to deal with this energy. So basically what we're doing is we're looking at anything from this point, this point. This point is going to be closest. This is going to be further out, so further in the month, and we're going to go from there. So with coupling and tripling, we're going to look at like these two cards. These cards are tripled. These cards are tripled. These cards are tripled. These cards are tripled. These cards. And then we could double cards up this way, this way, this way. A lot of times there are some cards that you don't even refer to in regular time Lenormand spreads because they just don't have value in the reading. In the particular reading I'm doing, they're going to all be valued in a certain way. The type of value they're going to have is going to depend on where they lie in the month. So we're going to work from that. So for the Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, yay! We're going to start with you guys, and we're going to talk about a little bit of what's going to be expected. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, you're going to have, for the first couple of weeks of March, are going to be a little bit crazy for you. So, let me take a look. So, when I look at the reading, first ones that really grab my eye that tell me that you're going to have a rough couple of months. Snake, the mice, which as adorable as they are basically about about things being lost, and the scythe. So then you also have the maze, which is kind of like being a little lost in liberty kind of thing. So one of the things that, and of course the cross, but that's a little further on, and I can tell you that's not going to be as big as you would think it would be. Not with the other things that are being dealt with. So one of the big things is that you're going to have to deal with. Really, puppy? Why you be dissing the reading? Why? So The biggest thing you have to worry about is that you're going to have a very emotional time for the first couple of weeks. This is all about emotions with the moon. You're also worried about somebody who might hurt you. You may be so bold. I know some of you are very emotional. Might go so hard as to say that they're going to betray you, or you're going to lose some of your emotions to somebody, and basically go overboard. It's not. You're going to be hurt by somebody, and it's going to be a simple matter. It's a matter because of the fact that you're basically getting ready to cut them out of your life, and it's going to hurt. You're going to be confused by a couple of things of the reasons why you're doing it. Part of it is because of the fact that there's going to be a possible opportunity for romance, and you tend to be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Afraid. When it comes to romance, you tend to be a little bit more hesitant. So you're always second guessing and looking, well, are they really liking me, or are they really trying to hurt me? Which is why you kind of have a tendency to screw up crap, instead of enjoying things for the moment that they are. Not everything has to lead to matrimony. Sometimes a relationship is for the fact that you just need to learn to have a relationship, which is one of the reasons why these two cards are right up front with the emotion card, because they're telling you that basically you're crapping your emotions out because you're being an idiot. Is it wrong? Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna pick another card so we can actually clarify it. Yeah, you're wrong. So, because this person that's that's in your life, recent, is actually a lucky person, is a good person. So, what I would tell you is that, yes, there's going to be somebody, not the person that you're feeling romantic feelings about, or that that you may be like a very good friend that is basically giving you positive emotions. They're not going to be the one to betray you. They're not going to be the one that's wasting your time. They're not the one that you need to cut out of your life. There's going to be other people who are giving you a runaround that's making you feel like you're wasting your time. They're going to be the ones that you're slowly going to cut out of your life this month in March. What you are going to find when you make these changes is that they're going to sit there and they're going to make you feel sad. There's going to be dredging of memories. There's going to be this whole feeling of aloneness. Yet at the same time too, you're going to feel this freedom. You're going to start feeling like messengers are coming to you with new things, new abundant ideas. Fish are a big sign of abundance. In Celtic mythology, the salmon is wisdom. So whenever I see the fish card, I know for the fact that you're going to not only get abundance in your life, but you're also going to gain some serious wisdom that's going to help you in ways that you've never expected. The other thing is that even though this card is about the maze is about confusion, it's also about contemplation time. This is something that I have found time and time again with this deck. It's not a traditional meaning that's included in this deck, but this is something that I have come to realize, is that you are going to go through a contemplation period during the middle of the month when you're making some of these changes in your life. That even though you're ready for a possible romantic relationship, you're truly basing on things with dealing with some emotional issues, some past, some present. What you're really looking for is some really solid relationships. You're looking for the idea here that for all three signs, you're really looking at the concept here of a communication. You're wanting communication on every level of your life, whether it be online, offline. You're wanting communication to make you feel connected on a different level than yourself. You don't want to feel isolated anymore. The thing is this contemplation, this emotion, contemplation, and communication in a row is telling you that these are all linked together. In order for you to have communication in your life on the level you need to get your emotions in check. You need to contemplate how you want to do it, because you know what? Nobody can do it for you. You need to get off your ass and do it yourself. You're going to do it. You've got it behind you. You've got it in front of you. You got to start making some good decisions. Get rid of the deadwood in your life. Deadwood needs to go. Get rid of those that nibble at you. Get rid of the ones that make you feel like crap at the end of the day. Make those clean cuts. Get rid of them. Bring aboard the people that make you feel good. That send you notes that make you feel like $1,000,000. Whether they're romantic or heartfelt relationship where they make you feel loved. Because love is not just romantic love. There's sisterly love, brotherly love. There is divine love. Of course, there is also eros, romantic love. You need to sit there and cultivate those relationships. And sometimes remember, a good friendship can turn into a romantic relationship. But you got to learn how to have those relationships first on a good friendship level before you can have a really good romantic relationship level. Because you got to be a friend to yourself too. And this is about that, self-love. Yeah, there's going to be sadness that you're going to deal with when you start realizing that you've cut away some of the people in your life and you realize that you may feel a little bit more alone. But you're also going to feel that you have freedom to move forward, to choose new people, to step outside of the box you put yourself in for the last few years. You don't have to just look at these people. You can look at the other people, other professions, other things, other whatevers. You're not limited anymore into this one tiny groove. Let loose, be free, be who you are. Put to rest the idea of you have to be this narrow, confined person. Depending on where you live and who you are, yes, there may be some circumstances of where you feel restricted because, God forbid, if you live in a very Bible area and you happen to be a freewheeling pagan, it may not go over quite well. However, at the same time, you have to be true to yourself. There are also going to be other people who are like that. Find those people. Be true to your soul. Or if need be, maybe consider relocating outside of that town so you can be with other people like you. It is always options. Don't feel that you don't have any. The messengers are telling you, you have these people in your life. You have new people. You have people coming in and out. You have the basic ability to communicate with anyone and be with anyone. You have to make the choice. Contemplate what you want. Make it happen. You've got the capability. So, we're going to go ahead and go into the monthly reading for each. Hopefully that helps some of you out there. I know a specific few of you will probably get in touch with me after, and I will not hear the end of it. Yeah, you know who I'm talking to. Don't think I won't hear from you. I know. We're going to do Pisces first. Now, I am using the Moonology deck for the oracles for this month. So, for Pisces, we're going to do first. We're going to draw your cards, and we're going to find out what's in store for you, my Pisces people. Yeah, my sister is a Pisces, my baby sister. And I have a couple of friends that are Pisces. You know who you is. So, let's talk. And somebody else who gets the luck that is on your side. Your hard work is paying off. Look at the bigger picture. And Don't let your past hold you back. All right. So, first off, I want to tell this person who I know who is a Pisces, who I know is going to look at these cards and yell at me afterwards. This is for you. And more importantly, don't yell at me. I don't care. So, all right. Now that I got this out of the way, let's talk. And we're going to talk about this card first anyway, because this is going to be the biggest picture about your month for March. Don't let the past hold you back. This has to deal a lot with your Lenormand reading. Making choices, cutting out the things that don't work. Don't let what's happened in your past, good or bad, hold you back from accomplishing what's going to be for your future. If you let the past hold yourself back, then you're basically saying, I'm going to let the bad people and the bad things win. Congratulations. You've basically stifled yourself because you're an idiot. Yeah, I'm not holding back on this, because the past is supposed to guide you, help you make better choices, teach you, not prevent you from getting anywhere forward. So if you're not using the past to grow, to move forward, and you don't let a lot of the past hurts go and don't use it as a guide, you're not doing yourself a damn bit of good. Yeah, this is Psychology 101 and 201 and 301. Welcome to the world. So, your past shouldn't be holding you back on anything. In fact, one of the interesting things about in the book that it says that I released the past. A relationship is karmic and is played out across many lifetimes. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. So, one of the things it talks about is that you're being challenged to make some changes. Even if staying where you are feels easier and safer. Yeah, this is so your card. So, Pisces, get off your ass, make some changes, do not stay where you are, because March is your month and it's time to make a change. It is now 2019 and you've been stuck in a rut. And remember, if you keep making the same things and expecting a different outcome, you're fucking crazy. All right? So, get off the crazy train and start getting with reality. Let go of the past and move forward. Try a different route. It might be a little bit harder, but you're going to be healthier and happier for it. Now, let's look at the bigger picture. This works right perfectly in sync with this South Node. Looking at the bigger picture means you need to look at the idea here of what's really going on. Look beyond your small scope of, I've been hurt because it's all about me. Well, no, it's not. No. No. Or I've been picked on and bullied on because I'm X, Y, and Z. No. It may have happened because you're X, Y, and Z. But the bigger picture is that person's afraid. The person was taught this because they personally didn't know any better. They were taught this by their parents, who are total idiots and should have known better by the time they were adults and were never experienced. So, if you continue in the same vein you are, and you don't look at the big picture, then you're propagating the same issue that happened before. You're not teaching others to be better than themselves. You're not reaching out to break the cycle. Yeah. See, part of breaking the cycle means making an opportune choice, even as a victim, to not become a perpetrator and to help others not become perpetrators or victims. So if you do not break the cycle, if you don't look at the bigger picture, then you're staying in that rut, you're staying in that mode, and you're doing nothing. That's the reality. Get out of the bigger picture mode of it's me and look at the bigger picture mode of it is we. We are suffering because we have to teach people X, Y, and Z is not acceptable because of A, B, and C. I was hurt because of X, Y, and Z. And now I'm making changes by doing D, E, and F. So nobody else has to go through X, Y, and Z again. That's the bigger picture. Get the bigger picture. You've got this. You know what the bigger picture is. You're a Pisces, for God's sakes. You swim in the bigger picture. You just don't look at it 90% of the time. Because you're too busy swimming in a damn circle. Because you turn around emotionally and look in and not out. It's time to look out. It's time to gaze outward and see what it has to do with others, not yourself. How you can use your experiences to help others outside of yourself. And for those of you, and I know who you are, and you know who you is too, remember, it's not necessarily that you're putting out time and energy for others. It's when you make those choices. When people come to you and say, hey, I'm experiencing this, it's making the bigger picture and saying, oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. We shouldn't allow for that. Have you tried doing bop, bop, bop? Because it's the bigger picture. Not because you're choosing to step back and say, I can't help you. Because that's the easy thing to do. Doesn't mean you have to commit to everything. It means seeing the bigger picture, offering advice, offering reference. And being there as that reference. Doesn't mean you have to be there 24/7. Doesn't mean you have to be that load to somebody to lean on. But it does mean that you gotta be the bigger picture person. No, you're thinking of only you. You gotta think about the others. If you were telling this to somebody else, who else do you think would be affected by this? Who else could you help if you were talking about this to a group of kids, to a group of adults? Bigger picture. You don't have to put yourself out 24/7, but you do have to think about when somebody approaches you about something, what's the bigger picture? How to make it beyond you. It's going to be your thing for March. It's going to make you heal better. You don't think it right now, but I promise. Now your hard work is paying off. You've been playing catch up for like the last 2.5 months, 3 months, emotionally. Some of you physically, you've been dealing with issues, sickness. Some of you have been dealing with a lot of family issues. And so you've been dealing with stuff at work, home, school. You're finally catching up. So you're going to see that you're going to have a break come March. And you're going to finally sit back for probably towards the end of March and go, oh my God, thank God I've caught up. That's going to be your thing. You're going to show that your hard work is paying off. You're going to see movement forward. You're going to see things that are going to perpetuate itself so you don't have to do work as hard going forward. You're going to see things that are going to be on your side more. Luck is on your side. This is going to go hand in hand with your hard work. You're going to see things get caught up. You're going to see where luck is going to play more of a role in all the hard work you are doing going from this point forward. So you're going to see, as you start letting go of certain of your past items, when you start looking at the bigger picture, luck is going to start basically weaving its way through and allowing things to happen at a better pace for you to not only ease yourself emotionally, but it's also going to basically, as a friend of mine has put it, serendipity is going to be your best friend. Things are going to come up, pop up, bring forward a moment of serendipity where you're going to go, what the fuck? And you're going to roll with it, because Pisces, out of all people, can roll with shit like nobody's business. Virgos, we kind of look at it and go, so what's the catch? Pisces sit back and go, hey, look, everything's going as it should be. Hallelujah. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. This is why. Starting with March, going through, I want to say through May, this is going to be your beaming light. Luck is threading its way through the spring months. So hard work is going to catch you up. You're going to be caught up. As long as you work on the things that you need to work on, and start doing the movement forward, repairing yourself, working on your emotional stuff, letting go of some of your past issues, because really, certainly, a lot of them, you just need to keep the lesson in mind and make sure you don't repeat the lesson. But the emotionality crap, you can let go now, because, well, yeah, it's not helping. It's stupid. How do I know? Been there, done that, and I have a sister. And one of the best things she ever did is she had an emotional issue that had been holding her back, and when she finally made peace with it, it was like she lost 5 years off of her life in a positive manner. She looked younger. She looked happier. She looked like suddenly she could do anything. And she's a Pisces. So I know for a Pisces, it's hard to sometimes let some of the emotional crap go. That your past sometimes has a higher grip on you. Virgos get the same way. We tend not to forget anything. And some of us, to a very high degree, our remembrance factor is higher than others. However, when you start looking at the bigger picture and realizing your emotionalism for your past doesn't help you move forward, and you start realizing hard work is paying off, so why not let go some of the past so you can move forward quicker and better, you're going to realize that luck is going to pour out of you like nothing, and suddenly you're going to move faster forward. You're going to have opportunities coming out that you've never expected, so you might as well take advantage of it while you can. So you really do have the benefit of a lot of stuff coming up for March. So you really need to take advantage of it while you can. April's not going to look bad for you from what I can tell, but when I do the April readings, we'll get into that more in depth. But March is like your time to shine. You are glowing for the month of March. So revel in it. Work out the things you need to work out. And know that for you, this is your new year. March is your new year, and go for it. So, all right. That's Pisces. And let's take a look at Le Cancer. So, Cancer. I have family who are Cancers. One of them is a sociopath. Others are pretty cool. They are hardworking individuals. The interesting thing is that they also are they're very studious when it comes about the past. They don't always forgive and forget, but when they do forgive, forgetting is not an option. They try to learn from the past. They may let go of the baggage, but they don't necessarily forget it, because if it ever pops up again, that's why. So, take time to breathe. Yeah. Work through your fears. This is such a reading for Cancer. Oh my God, I love it. Your commitment is being tested, and your dreams need a practical plan. So, Cancerites, Whoop whoop, Cancerites in the house. This is all about you. And it is actually. So let's talk about it. Time to breathe out. So you've been holding your breath lately. You've been having a lot of crap happen. In fact, so much so that emotionality, there have been people you need to let go, and there have been things that you've had to do, and you've been holding your breath on dealing with certain issues. And finally, you're able to breathe out. It's time to just, okay. And now that you're finally being able to do it, you're kind of having a moment and realizing that because of this, you're able to think things through. You're able to disseminate different changes, different ways and feelings on things. The other thing is that you're working through some fears. There are things that are happening that you're really, truly not sure about. Things that are getting to you, and you're not sure whether or not they're going to work out right. And in fact, the extra card that we're going to pull for you says that it is going to be a win-win outcome for you. Full moon in Libra. But you are having your commitment tested, whether it be towards your job, to certain individuals you may be committed to. And the thing of it is this commitment may not necessarily mean that you have to stay in a committed relationship, or that you have to be committed to your job. It's just saying that your commitment's being tested because you have to really decide if this is something you want, because it may be that things have changed and maybe it's not the best for you. You have to make that decision for yourself, based on the information you've been processing for the last couple of months. So you really truly need to put into practice your meditation, your taking your breaths, your pro and con lists, and you have to realize that some of your dreams, the things that you really truly want to do, really need a practical plan. You don't have a practical plan for the things you truly want to finish to do. So you really want to get that taken care of for you. The practical plan can be something as simple as, over the next 6 months, I want to save some extra money, so out of my paycheck, I'm going to put into a holiday account X amount of dollars that I don't touch every single paycheck. So by Christmas time, I'll have X amount of money for shopping. That's perfect. It's a simple dream plan, so you can do that. You may want to plan for a vacation for next year so you can go overseas. I'm going to put X amount of dollars away so I can go to England and go visit friends and family over there. And in order to do that, I got to put X amount of money away every paycheck and put together my passport, blah, 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 blah. And you commit to it, and each month you have to check off everything you have to do, and you commit to it and you do it. You need a plan to put into action and get that taken care of. One of the other things for Cancers with having a win-win forecast involved is that these are going to be, once you put your plans into action, you have action plans for dealing with people, dealing with your job, dealing with working with your fears. Dealing with your fear is going to be a really big one for your win-win association because of your commitment being tested. There is a worry you have that you're doing something wrong, and you're not. You are really truly trying your best to see what is right for you, and what is right for you is not necessarily right for anybody else, and sometimes it has to be about you. You tend to put other people first. You tend to hoard your emotion internally, because you are an emotional person. At times that's not a bad thing. You do tend to wear your heart on your sleeve occasionally, but then people have taken advantage of you. So you need to figure out what's the most important in your life and go from there. You've got this. You are on the cusp of some major changes, and in a good way. We're looking at, come April and May, you're going to have some changes in such a way that are going to be magnificent for you. So they're going to be shocking to a lot of people, but at the same time too, they're going to be absolutely beautiful for you because you're going to have a freedom a chance to really truly be who and what you are, and you're going to love it. You're going to be true to it, and it's going to make you the happiest person you can be, and that's going to make a big difference for you. So congratulations, Cancer. So we're going to go on to Scorpio. Scorpions, not one of my favorite things in the world. Slightly afraid of those little creatures, which means me and the state of Texas are not too fond of each other because they like to crawl into people's shoes. Which is kind of funny because when I went to Mexico, the part of Mexico I was in, I did not have any problems with scorpions the whole time I was there. Which is funny because other people in the hotel, well, it's not really a hotel, it's more like a resort. Some of them found little scorpions, and I never once had any scorpions while I was there. I think they were either afraid of me or we just had a mutual treaty for the whole time I was there. So yeah, it was kind of fun. Okay. The Void, of course. Fiery climax is approaching. Oh yeah, that's so Scorpio. You and your loved ones are safe. Oh, you get a Cancer eye. And don't let your pride get in the way. Oh yeah, this is a Scorpio moment. So we need to talk. So one of the things that we talked about with your reading is the fact that changes are coming. You're going to be looking at making some changes in relationships and also opening yourself up to things as well. Now, when we talk about the Void, of course, moon, we're talking about the idea and concept that as you make certain changes, as you do certain things, that nothing is coming of it if you don't make any changes at all. Now, what that does mean, and I mean this in the sense of you, is trusting in the highest good. It's about the chances of something can diminish. It means that you have to believe, truly believe, that you're going to get what you need. You need to take time out and contemplate, meditate, visualize, and you have to not give in to your pride, because your pride has put you in this position of putting in where now that you're having to cut things out, you're cutting people out, you're making changes. Part of you is feeling very prideful about, yes, I'm doing all the right things, but you're not really meditating on the consequences. You're not meditating on, are you truly doing this because it's good for you? Are you doing this because it just makes sense? Because making sense and meditating on the right reasons for the right people and knowing how and why and doing it in a polite manner. Because here's the thing. You tend to be a little bit snappy occasionally. You like to control the situation, and you don't necessarily get to control the situation in this. You don't. And the biggest things is sometimes you're afraid, and you have to acknowledge that fear. So you get prideful, and you get very puffy up. You have to realize you and the people most important to you are safe. They're not going to be hurt by things you say or do, as long as what you say and do is from the heart. That you take it from a place of honesty, and you take it from a place of neutrality. I had broken up with a friend. They were just energetically leeching me like something fierce. And I just told them, I said, look, you're an awesome person and fantastic. I said, but I know that you've been growing away from me. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. And you have done so much more stuff than I could ever accomplish. And I just don't want to be hanging onto your coattails or make you feel like you have to hang on to mine if things in life change. And in some ways we are we've gotten into different pathways now. And so, I mean, we'll still be friends and still see each other on occasion, but I think it's better at this point if we just kind of just separate out and just let it float. And they were very, because I did not accuse them of anything. I didn't say, like, you kind of get me all negative and make me feel terrible and I always get tired after I talk with you. They turn around and were like, oh yeah, well, you know, yeah, it is true that I'm getting a little bit more stuff and I'm doing things more, and she didn't want to admit to the fact that she was being very negative Nancy at times, that she was being the one that was always pushing and prodding on stuff. And by doing it the way I did it, I allowed, not necessarily for her to save face, but I allowed her to have her positive moments. I kept the people in our joint lives safe from them having to hear anything negative or having to be latched onto. And I trusted in the fact that by doing the right thing, by having thought through the process of how I needed to handle it correctly, would give me the way of not being prideful and falling into the trap of being, look, you are a freaking psychic vampire and I need you off my case. This is over. This is done with. And it made a big difference. It really did. And so with these cards for you, Scorpio, we're looking at the fact that sometimes your pride does get in the way of how you handle things. Pride is not a bad thing, but it's having pride in the right way that can get a little bit fussy. Know that when you handle things the right way, your loved ones are safe. You're safe. But know that you have you're going to end up having an explosive moment at the end of the month. The reason is because you are going to lose your temper. I just can't believe it. It's a Scorpio moment of temper. It's an emotional response to something that's going to happen. It's not going to be a bad thing. This is going to be like, people are going to be like, but I didn't realize that you felt this way. And you're going to be like, well, what do you think I was going to feel? Duh. And it's going to shift the way that people are going to deal with you. And it's going to be a good way. It's going to be a good thing. So I think you're going to find some growth pattern in here for you and for the way going future-wise that people are going to handle these issues. So yeah, for you, Scorpio, things are going to get better. But you got to make sure that you focus, that you really truly look at this void. The void, of course, moon, and really truly think about how you want to handle things this month. For you, it's going to come down to focus, being deliberate, truly looking at the emotional, the mental, and the physical as a whole for you to do your actions this month. It's going to make a difference for you. So there you go. So now that we finished that and finished the readings of the month for Cancer. Is it not Cancer? No, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So for these three, hopefully you guys enjoyed your readings for this month, and next month we will probably go back to the tarot format, and let me know what you think below, and if you like the Lenormand or if you prefer the tarot format, and we'll go from there. Until next time, Bendithian.